Thank you very much, Puckett. Yes, the game many people have been waiting for. The winner's bracket does continue here at the Major, and it is going to be OpTic Texas going against New York. It should be a big game. The favorites, Texas all the way for most people, but New York looking to refine a little magic that they lost at Major 1.
Yeah, look, New York looked quite good, of course, on day number 1. We're expecting a good performance from them, but OpTic Texas have looked like the raid bosses of this stage in particular. And when it's come down to hardpoint, that is really where things have been so difficult for teams to take anything away from them. Flawless over the last 10, looking to tie the record at 11, may well have a chance to break it in this series as well if New York can extend it. But with the way that OpTic have been playing recently, the recent matchup between these two as well, going over towards OpTic Texas exactly 2 weeks ago. You've got to be feeling good about this one. There's just some curiosities around it. We're not seeing either one of the hard points we've seen from the previous series where they went up against each other. That was Mikado and HyDra. They are both gone. We run it on 2 different hard points. Hotel, I feel, is probably the best chance for New York. If they're going to try and get one of those 2 hard points, Fortress, you might as well choke that one up. The control's a difficult one. The search and destroy is tough. OpTic Texas are a hard team to beat. New York Subliners gonna have to bring their A game.
You are right. Texas, the team to beat, as they already light it up in the kill feed. And this is the question we are asking for everybody. Favorites to win the tournament, but how do they look against some of the big teams still rocking? New York are one of those, even if the recent results haven't been amazing.
Yeah, it's been tough for them, you know, but we definitely have seen a step up online. They were really good in the first day and brought a performance level that we weren't too sure what to expect from them. Dashy starting things up nicely, 2 in a row, making it 3. The kills coming through for the Subliners. Rotation's not going to be there, though. Huke has made his move. Spawn up is, well, going to... Well, I mean, everywhere. They spawn everywhere, Bryce. Where are they spawning? Yes, is the answer to that question. Look at this, though, from Huke. Rotation is eventually there for OpTic Texas. They're looking P2. New York Subliners going to have to find a break.
This is always a difficult break. Slowly but surely, New York trying to get somewhere near to it, but Ghosty's holding the door already. They can't even get close. KiSMET will eventually take him down, but damage has been done. OpTic is still here. They are still set up. There is a player out towards the back. Priestahh might be the catalyst for this push.
And when we talk about the strengths of both these two teams, the strongest thing for New York is breaking percentage. Skyz will maybe open things up as the trades will start to flow in through. Which way they're going to fall, though. Priestahh will find Huke. The blast gunfight is going to be Ghosty. Just about finds it, but the spawns towards the back for Subliners are in. Potential break again.
They're eventually finding it, but there is just reinforcement flowing like water. And eventually, New York will grab the scrap time, but only 20 seconds. Bonus, though, for Texas. They have this rotation.
Yep, 15 seconds to go. Subliners will take that one. The aggression came through, and then, of course, the spawns over towards the back are going to come in for OpTic Texas again. 10 seconds fall their way. You have to get rid of Ghosty now. Subliners are being presented with a small opportunity to get some decent resolution over towards this kitchen side. Get yourself set up. Here come OpTic Texas through the pantry side. KiSMET's found 2 inside the point, though, and we'll lock it down. Priestahh has to stay alive towards the back.
And KiSMET in the kitchen, making plays every single time we see him, and still gunning. Eventually will fall. Skyz now has to try and stop this deluge of Texas flooding into the kitchen. Priestahh will get the trade as well as both teams go to work. It's a snake off, it's a bake off, and it's everything going down. But it will be Texas. They break it fast enough to make a difference.
Yeah, Ghosty finds 2 on the way through. The stun in just keeps him alive. Not able to stay alive inside the point is KiSMET, and you know, you said it right, he does as well as he possibly can. When we often see him in the kitchen, he can cook something up. Not this time. Kills flowing for OpTic Texas again. They get scrap time, they get rotation. Such a hard team to beat, and look at this rotation. Again, we talked about the strengths of New York in terms of their breaking percentage. The rotations for OpTic Texas are absurd, sitting at nearly 60% of the time. They are first ones here. They can get set up thanks to players from people like Huke. 10 and 6 to kick the game off.
Every single time you see OpTic, just huge plays from their players as Huke gets 4. Eventually, though, New York managed to stabilize for a second. KiSMET getting the few kills that they need. New York are digging in here for the points.
Looking towards the scoreboard, the ARs of New York Subliners have always been struggling. KiSMET and HyDra keeping pace. Ghosty and Huke are the ones that are doing the business for OpTic Texas. Thinking of Ghosty in those AR positions just causing issues. Huke is really just in the face of New York right now. Anyone who runs in his way is getting blinked at and dying. Subliners spawning towards the back now. We'll be thinking about rotation over towards restaurant in a second, but one more hit.
It's still OpTic Texas. They're still doing the business. You can see they keep piling on the pressure. This team has found a rhythm in hardpoint. and the tempo of it is fast, furious, and everybody else can fall by the wayside. So many players going off. It's not normally Ghosty that's dropping the serious numbers for this team. It's usually one of the other three. But when he's gunning like he is, that's the reason for the points. 125 to 57.
It's a scary prospect when you have Ghosty, the one top of the leaderboard in terms of the kills department, when you have Shotzzy, Dashy, and Huke, who can just bring it at a moment's notice. Ghosty inside the point now, just trying to defend as best he can. The break has come through from Subliners. Good pressure from the front. OpTic Texas will be focused back towards the kitchen side. Could do with keeping a hold of this side of the spawn. Shotzy's found two, though. That might be the break, but HyDra can answer back with two of his own. New York spawning out, still towards the kitchen side for OpTic Texas. There's good hold so far.
And you can see they are feeling confident on this Saturday of the major. Let's find out how confident. We'll go to a listen-in with OpTic Texas.
And copy. Deep left to point, copy. Last two.
I'm wrong.
I freeze your boys. You gotta hold here. You're gonna play the catch.
Double set.
I'm gonna run.
Holding TV.
Yo, our side rugs. He ran TV.
I have TV, you're good. TV, you watch out dead.
Middle's up, by the way.
I'm picking up mid.
I see you. Leave mine through.
Wait, yo, bottom mid. I have the cross.
Okay, we're good.
No, they're playing to left, bro. They're playing to left.
Yeah, we're fine.
Dude,
I freeze
just
it.
keep holding middle, Kyler, you're good.
Yeah, I got this. Yo, one guy's
TV.
mid.
TV, dead.
Top bed, shit on.
Nice. Yo, go right, Dan. I have this.
Mid absolute, HyDra. He's side door.
Hey, that. I'm
He was
watching.
one shot. He ran pool.
He's full.
Side door.
Dead.
Hold
One
that.
guys, let's catch this.
Hold
your own
back.
Watch on me. Backstep's dead.
Nice.
Watch out. They're gonna be front bed. They're gonna be front bed.
I got him.
We'll get somebody get.
Challenge you, watch out.
Top bed,
Yeah, I'm not even sure. You're not even sure.
Watch out, hop up. Watch out, time. Close to your side.
Oh, it's our side time. My side time. There's two.
Middle spawn, 3 running up pool.
No time. One guy's on you. Backstep side.
Backsteps, Paco.
Where's he?
Yo, one guy side door kitchen.
Close
In
chill.
backsteps, yep.
Everyone chill. Play through all.
Nice.
Nice, this is good trap. Keep playing through all.
Look at my back shirts again.
I have top cat.
Okay, I'm going, Brendan, you go.
He's back shirts, Iron.
Okay. I
Iron
have
backsteps.
He's back right, behind the block.
OpTic throwing up the walls, making sure New York really can't get anything done. Ghosty calling out everybody chill to stop the overheating chows coming through. But this game is slowly but surely reaching a conclusion. 174 to 105. New York on that first rotation have not set the pace.
OpTic Texas have really just been there every single time first. It's so difficult for Subliners to get any sort of break on this one. You've got Huke running absolutely rapid around the map. 22 and 14 out of him. He could be anywhere at any given time. There's two. The third may well be about to follow as well from Huke. It's a ridiculous game from him at 25 and 15. OpTic Texas walking away with this one, 180 points and rising. Rotation is there for New York over towards P2. They must lock in some good time.
This is getting out of hand now. Only 108 points. If they get broken here, it could very well start ringing the bell for the end. And now, here comes the first push. Skyz already taking a few bullets. Trying to back off. Will fall as well. KiSMET holding Chandelier, but that's a wide chow from him, and down he falls. More fights going on towards mid and around the side, and that's a huge kill from Ghosty. So I'm just going to break straight through the front, and it's OpTic Texas with the trades. KiSMET staying alive once again. They have made this scrappy after a setup, and Texas are in.
The spawns towards the back, though, is what kept New York in it for only a moment. And they're still here. 35 seconds to play for. We'll put OpTic Texas within touching distance. HyDra has to push. They have to do something about it. That's 3 dead with Huke spawning over towards hole in the wall. Finding 2. Still an option for OpTic Texas to get inside the point, but once again, Huke is absolutely final. 213 points for OpTic Texas. They will get scrap time again. HyDra is here to try and disrupt that, but Huke just cannot be stopped. It's only his teammates who can seemingly kill him at the moment. Wow.
New York, they think they set up. They think they're in a good position. Nothing for them. Here comes some more pressure as well. We'll just punch straight through any setup you have. Priestahh fighting for his life as he falls. Huke takes down Shotzzy, but it doesn't matter. New York spawning in the middle of the map as Texas continue to go to work. They don't even know if anybody's in there. They get into the point. It's a stack from New York Subliners as they go for one last hurrah, one last opportunity. Can they get into it as well? Shotzzy going for the challenge. Huke combining with him, and as they spawn out, it's all over.
CDL record of 10 from OpTic Texas over the last few games they played in hardpoint. It's about to be 11 if they can lock in these final 4 points, but HyDra finds 2 to maybe slow down what is the inevitable of OpTic Texas. Can find another. Are they going to try the kitchen, or are they just going to rotate? They've been so good at doing it all game long. They may well just lock in bar and lock in game number 1.
They're a little bit terrified. They're a little bit terrified. They're going to end it here as well. They aren't even going to worry. The rotation won't matter. It's all played out. OpTic Texas, 11 in a row. They have tied the record for hardpoint wins in the CDL. And if this goes to a map 4, they could even break it today. But they are looking different. Nobody in the CDL wants to play them in hardpoint on basically at least half of the maps.
Just so difficult for New York. They never really won a solid rotation. I mean, look, when we talk about rotations, we talk about players getting over towards that hill and locking in that first decent chunk of time.
Huke.
Even the occasions of when they were the first ones there, they were not alone for very long. That is an absurd game from Huke. I mean, look at the slaying difference there. I'll do my quick maths eventually, Bryce, but they have been bodied on Hotel. That's not how you want to start a series against OpTic Texas. New York Subliners came in flat.
I don't know if they came in flat or Huke came in like a mountain walking through the map. He was inevitable over and over again. If I played this guy in ranked play, I'd be reporting him for cheating every 3 seconds. Snap after snap, gun after gun. If your New York Subliners are a fan, that was not a pleasant watch or game.
Yeah, it's always going to be tough when SMGs like Huke are getting up in your face. And we talked about Ghosty for the majority of the game as well. When he's putting up those numbers, it just releases so much tension, really, for the rest of the squad. They barely need to do anything, and Huke's still putting up ridiculous statistics. This was an insane kill as well. KiSMET knows exactly where he is. Yeah, it doesn't matter. God. And then over towards Kitchen we go. HyDra does really well here, actually. I think he finds 3 before OpTic Texas do break in to finish off what this started. It's 28-16 from Ghosty to end things off. I think it's going to be a plus 40 kill difference. That was so one-sided. OpTic Texas came out absolutely screaming. Skyz couldn't win a gunfight against Ghosty. He didn't even drop 10, 11 kills, something along those lines. We talk about kills not being everything, but he just got blew out of the water.
The difficulty is if you are watching any of this, if you're a coaching staff or one of the teams in this tournament, trying to figure out a way around OpTic Texas hardpoints at the moment, you're basically, for most teams, staring down a Neslo game at best. We know Fortress hardpoint is something strong here for Texas, which means for New York, the strategy has to be take these next 2 maps. You cannot rely on that next hardpoint. They've been beating everybody asunder. And it is a long way to go, but that's why OpTic Texas are the favorites in this tournament.
And again, you're talking about winning the next 2 maps. It's going to be difficult. I mean, Albagra Fortress, you've got Texas sitting at 7-4. Shotzzy is one of the best in the game at this map. First blood percentage is way off the charts. So New York have got some work to do here. And we could talk about the control as well before we do dive into the search and destroy. aBeZy coming up, not good for New York either. And, you know, we were kind of hearing what Ant was saying on the desk about, you know, they don't want to see Expo come in there. But in the interviews, we were asking them, you know, how you feeling about control. They said that it has been a little bit more difficult for us when Fortress did get removed from the map set because we were so solid at that map and it was really helping our vetoes and the process that we go through. But now that that's gone, we've had to practice Expo. We haven't had a chance to play it yet. So then they choose to ban it. Don't want to see what going up against OpTic Texas is like on Expo. So having to go to the, I don't want to even say tried and tested aBeZy. They're sitting at 2-6 and their only victories are over Florida and Vegas. So another shot in the dark when it does come down to control. This Fortress for me is a must win or the series might be done.
And we talk about map number 4 and Fortress, and the issue is going to be that realistically, last time these played, New York got beaten bloody on Mikado. That was actually the map they took out of this series, leaving Fortress still in. There was no good picks for them. OpTic are different on hardpoint right now, and that is the difficulty that New York are facing. Maybe an expected result in map number 1, but they will have to find something here in map number 2 just to make sure that they can go the distance against OpTic.
I mean, we say it's an expected result in map number 1. New York are a good hotel hardpoint team. They got made to look very average there, but they need to step it up. They need to find something on Fortress. The statistics don't really lean in their favor. Statistically, the worst defensive team. When it does come down to search and destroy, can you find something? New York Subliners on their day, yeah, okay, the stats might not help them. So you look at this map set, you might not feel confident, but they do have HyDra. And there is always a potential that this man can pop off. Him and Shotzzy going up against each other is going to be a crucial matchup here.
Just positioning. KiSMET is waiting, wondering who's covering it. You can see that they're just firing. I think it's Ghosty who's on Overwatch now. KiSMET decides to go for it on the back of that stun, but he does get tagged up. And OpTic look like they're going for this. They're stacking for it already. Shotzzy's coming around and Huke over the top with a nade. Shotzzy goes back and checks. And OpTic are looking to take control of this site now after the first blood.
And that was just coordinated. You've seen Shotzzy step up with the nade as soon as Ghosty sitting over towards back maps. He sees somebody cross through and they start to move with the nades. It's Huke through closed, it's Shotzzy through open. One player down, 3 more to go. 4v3 for OpTic Texas. Huke through double doors though, and just raining a Sunday again. Skyz and Priestahh fall. HyDra's the only one left. HyDra, well, it's a good shot on Shotzzy, but he's got a lot of work to do here. Huke with another. It's the ace for Huke in round number 1.
And it's like the hard point never stopped. Over and over again. They are not facing a player sitting across from them. New York are facing some sort of divine wrath because he has done nothing but kill them every single time he sees them. For New York, there has to be a win here. They have to try and get back into it. We knew where the favorite was going to be. Let's see what they can do on the defense. OpTic for their attacking run.
I mean, ever since the team, got over there, I want to say teething issues with Ghosty. Off the rip, they weren't looking too hot, but since the major in Texas, this guy has just looked incredible. Kind of throwing us back to the Huke of old. York Subliners choosing not to fight over this site too much. Fighting from the outside in. Ghosty thinking about this plant that may well come through. Huke will hold the close angle. New York Subliners go for the retake here. Plenty of util coming in.
Oh my goodness, he's popped the Denny. There's Huke, finds the first but will fall. Doesn't really matter though, the trades are in. Priestahh left alone. A sea of green against him. Has Overwatch here. He's actually going to take down Ghosty. Trying for the 1 versus 3, but there's Dashy. Actually tags him up as well. Priestahh trying to do everything he can against this. Will get the stun challenge on Shotzzy. Finds the second, but Dashy tags him up. Still a 1 versus 1, and Dashy will check as well. And Priestahh, can he win this against him? No, he cannot. It's a good try.
It's a really good try. Finds the first, dips out. Sees Dashy on the crossover towards B, so knows he has to take the challenge against Shotzzy as quickly as he can. You've got them both isolated. This is your best chance. You've got to move. Finds the gunfight onto Shotzzy, gets tagged up by Dashy, which ultimately puts him in an awkward spot. He has to stick or twist, goes through the plant, or goes through the defuse, I should say. And as soon as Dashy finds that angle, it's always going to be difficult. The child comes through. Priestahh not expecting it. Big plays coming in from OpTic Texas to secure that one, but Priestahh made it scary. Now trophies on the go. OpTic Texas to get aggressive with their grenades. Not finding anything with it. KiSMET in turn will not find anything with his either. I'm really curious about these SMG fights that may well start to transpire now. The grenades will become a little bit less positive for both two teams with trophies down. It's all about the SMG fights in the middle as this bomb will go down over towards their side.
Shotzzy just seeing if he can peek anyone here, and he's actually getting onto the bomb site. They've left him through here. Priestahh, he's under pressure. There's so many players looking at him already. Shotzzy will fall. He was playing solo on the A site, and it goes down to a 2 versus 2. OpTic sitting around P1 looking for a way forward. KiSMET and Skyz both holding the back here. This fight is going to go nowhere near the site. KiSMET gets the first. It's only Huke, the nuke left. Can he find a clutch here to send New York to the nether realm? No, he cannot. New York finally find a round, Tom.
Yeah, really well played. OpTic Texas just sit back, wait for that push to come through from New York over towards the street side. It doesn't ever come. As soon as that bomb goes down, in the first blood, well, I think they both kind of came in at the same time in terms of the kills, 1 apiece for each team. And as those numbers and time whittle down, every single second counts as a more favorable position for New York Subliners. And just well held towards the back. They know the hit's going to come from that side. There was plenty of numbers clearly called out by the player who pushed over towards those trucks. HyDra kept the pressure on, which allowed New York Subliners to then set themselves up. OpTic Texas, what's the play here? Plenty of plants coming in for both these two teams. Retaking percentage is very, very similar. New York are allowing plants a lot more than Texas are, though. So Texas, can they manage to find a plant here? It's going to be harder when you got Shotzzy sent towards the next round.
And now for New York, they can play a little bit of a patient game. HyDra, we're looking for any opportunity to exploit this. And now he checks his corners. Dashy will get Skyz back down to a 3 versus 3. Will control to the side. And oh my goodness! Ghosty guns HyDra out of the window. It's a snap that may cost the round. Huke will fall as well. Back down to another 2v2.
Ghosty trying to find the pick here. But the hard job was kind of done. You get rid of HyDra. You shouldn't really have to worry about the flank, but the problem is that KiSMET pushed up, then dropped back, so you're constantly thinking about where it could possibly be. Dashy, though, is surely going to get caught off guard by KiSMET. He's lingering over towards top. Shots in, though. Couldn't come through. Ghosty. Can he make this move? Is he going to call him going on the cross?
Oh, I don't know if he saw him. I don't know if he knows. Ghosty has looked for the kill. He's trying to figure out where he's gone. Checking the corners, and Ghosty with the spin, but not going to get the win. New York get that round, but Ghosty made it difficult.
And in that situation, I think, you know, from Ghosty's POV, the 1v1, it's almost too readable that he would go over towards the B side and go for the plant. Priestahh then just doesn't take the risk. He can watch double doors from that situation, so if he does push over from top map, so drops out top art and goes around behind to go plant it A, he's got that covered. Luckily for him, Dan Ghosty just runs into his sightline. Ghosty just thinking Priestahh was over towards that side of things, but information was not quite there. The young rookie on OpTic Texas. Shotzzy now in towards the site. A terrifying prospect for New York, who are going to struggle to plant here. Shotzzy just running around like an absolute lunatic, as per usual. Is KiSMET going to chalice?
They did call Shotzzy the maestro of movement for a reason, as New York get taken down in 3 separate gunfights. And Skyz, I mean, Huke has just killed Shotzzy. That's how locked in he is. Skyz is wondering where on earth his teammates went to. And surely there's no way back here for Skyz.
It's a really tough one. You got the bomb, but zero information for OpTic Texas. Although I think Dashy may well have just seen him. You see all those players on the map just turning around. There's the stun check. They know exactly where he is now. Skyz with 35 seconds. And, well, I wouldn't say a hope or a prayer to do this one. If you can get the bomb down, then maybe something's on the cards, but they will be covering this on every single angle. Huke tags him up here. Come OpTic.
He trying to stay alive, and Skyz knows that there's pressure going to come from every single position they can be, and he guns Dashy, but not going to get the second. Too many bodies, too many players. New York just lost that round about 40 seconds earlier. It just had to bleed out.
Tough one from Skyz, that. But it's the gunfight that comes through from Shotzzy. I think KiSMET's standing there, heading and looking over towards double doors, like, yeah, okay, let's see if we can watch across. All right, Shotzy's inside the site. Shotzy's in top art. I've got to hold it down and still gets gunned. Just unpredictable. And that's what's so difficult about trying to keep him down, trying to track him down. So many different places that he can hide. It's only his first kill, actually, Shotzzy. Usually is the player that can do a lot for OpTic Texas on this map, but it's Dashy at this moment in time. 5 and 3. The shots are just so crispy. 4v3.
Shouting again to see HyDra. That's an easy kill for Dashy. One more up top. Surely he can't make this work, and he will all fall. New York again. Die all over Fortress.
And it's just when you've got players who can kill that quickly. Dashy pushes down the outside, finds that player over towards top maps, and all of a sudden, New York in that situation, you're panicking. Dashy, is he pushing over towards the street? Are they thinking about B? Is he lingering around that area? HyDra then puts himself in a position to say, well, okay, if he does push this, I can find him. Now he's already pushed past you. Shoots him in the side. The round's pretty much done by that stage. Nothing New York can do about this at the moment. OpTic Texas are running away with this series. Dashy, Huke, Ghosty, having a blinder. Shotzzy. He's only really won one gunfight, and yet still OpTic Texas remain dominant.
They do. And Huke is in the bomb site with dead silence popped. 8 and 3 now on the S&D. Probably looking to set some sort of KD record in a series with the way he's been playing. Dead silence gone. He got into the corner, and HyDra will get first blood onto Dashy. The New York, back to A, or the difficult road to B.
I'm curious how that's happened, because Dashy gets kind of baited out, but Ghosty's got a job to do here. He's going to find one. He's screaming at his teammates, get over to help me, but does he even need the help? Skyz is the second one. KiSMET doesn't want any part of it and runs into Shotzzy. HyDra now into top maps. It's a 1v2 from him.
HyDra trying to stay alive. Huke up top as well. Shotzzy going to be down low. And so is Ghosty. Just held them off completely. Not a moment to be missed. As Ghosty says, hey, I'm holding the gate. There is no way through for you. Come Ghosty the Grey, because you shall not pass.
I think in that situation, you're New York, you get rid of Dashy in top maps, you're like, oh, well, there definitely won't be two of them there. Yes, psych. Ghosty, there, ready for the push. And I think he knows that. You know, as soon as that kill comes through Dashy, in New York's mind, the communication will then come through from Dashy to say, oh, there's a couple of them he can just back on down. New York is saying, man, surely there isn't top maps. They can make that push, no problem. If you make a push into bottom art, it's the first time we've seen HyDra really get mixy in that area of the map. Huke will get taken down. 5-2 OpTic Texas, but an advantage for New York in this round.
New York playing patient. You can just see on the minimap they're covering the angles. If anybody tries to go for a peek. OpTic are hoping they move and make a mistake. Dashy and KiSMET going to try and square up, but KiSMET will win it, and it takes another string off the bow of OpTic Texas.
Small amount of pixels is all that KiSMET needs. Bearing in mind, New York are 5-2 down. KiSMET has a cruise. Don't know how that's happened. HyDra with the second of the round now. May well make it a third as well, my word. Ghosty sent to the Shadow Realm, but is it too little too late? HyDra with the 3. First time we've really seen him arrive on the map. It's a tough one for Ghosty, to be honest with you. I wouldn't even really call it a turn on the shots going in, so we've all been there in that kind of situation. You should have Asnev player that's running around the corner. You're like, oh goddamn, I am getting challenged immediately. Good play from HyDra.
Still a long way back. The New York have it in them to try to put a lid on this OpTic Texas team. See on the attack here already. OpTic Texas look like they're moving. I thought it might be a super aggressive push for them. It is going to be. Already Shotzzy's underneath. Shotzzy's all the way through. This could be disastrous. He's going to find KiSMET as well. There's the first for Shotzzy. And they have let him slip. Huke is going to find another one. It's a full collapse. Skyz tries to stop the bleeding. A bandage on a wound that Shotzzy has ripped open. And they find themselves in a 2 versus 3.
So tough now because now Huke's behind you. It's just unrelenting from OpTic Texas. Can Huke find another kill to cap off what has been a brilliant performance? Priestahh last alive 1v3. No hope, no prayer. We'll find one though, Bryce. 1v2 now.
Bomb is down on A. For Priestahh. Only a legend awaits. Will he find what could be one of the most important 1v3s? You will see. Priestahh going for it as well. Doesn't see Dashy. Dashy will eventually see him, and the shots are not good from Priestahh. And Dashy will take him down. OpTic move 2-0 up in the series.
Just easy peasy. It's just nothing that New York can do about that OpTic Texas. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Shotzzy may well be the one who finds the route through the middle of ARP there. But the rest of the team just bring the squeeze as immediately as he finds that kill at the KiSMET. New York have got a spin round. They're going to say, okay, well, what do we do? Shotzzy's behind us. Goddamn, this is terrifying. Then the rest of OpTic Texas just push up towards closed and open. And it's just so easy to pick them up from there. Subliners, Røkkr in the hard place springs to mind. It's another statement performance from Huke. Ghosty is arriving on the scene here once again. I mean, 9-4 from him, 10-5 from Huke. It's a terrifying, terrifying looking OpTic Texas right now.
That is nothing but the truth, Ton. 250 to 138. It's usual business on the hard point. The S&D 6-3. As we move towards the LSC low control, New York are going to have an incredible pep talk. Something legendary, something Independence Day is going to have to come out of that camp to regain.
I mean, I hope the real and Sander have got some inspirational words because you're going to need it. You're heading into an LSC. This was played in the previous series exactly 2 weeks ago between these two teams. It was OpTic Texas that managed to take it. This could very well be 3-0. Can we see a resurgence from New York? Let's see.
Well, we will have to find out. Map number 3 is coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. When we are back, we will find the thrilling conclusion to this series one way or the other. We'll see you right after this break.
of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by the new series Citadel, premiering on April 28th, only on Prime Video.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We are watching the watch party. Beautiful people there on the Scump watch party, every single one of them. Methods, Scump and Hex, all looking glorious, all bringing you the action. We will bring you the control next as well. Wonderful people, glad to see them. If you are tuning in, you should do. But we have a game to get on with. Controls up next between these two teams, OpTic Texas versus the New York Subliners. So far, plain sailing for OpTic, making a statement in the winners final. Winners round.
You know what? It might as well be the winners final at this stage. They're pretty much there, Bryce. They only need one more map, so I'll forgive you on that one. And with the way that they've been playing, it is not silly to presume that they may well make it here within 3. LSCLO control last time around was pretty one-sided. I want to say it was a 3-1 to OpTic Texas. The KDs really do talk their own talk. KiSMET HyDra really struggled on this map last time around. Shotzzy was the only one who went negative for OpTic Texas, and with the way that they've been playing so far in maps 1 and 2, it is going to be difficult, but there are some things to maybe hold on to if you are New York. Your defense is not too bad. However, 2-6 record. The only 2 teams you beat are Florida and Vegas. It's a hard ask to see New York Subliners to start this reverse sweep. Can OpTic Texas bleed it all, to be honest, because it's just looking like they're unstoppable at this moment in time.
Oh, he gets the first potion. They're already out, and Huke is still here. Huke is still a monster. And it's just not something you want to see. New York have not made any statement on the opening break.
Just the initial rebuttal coming through, but this is spawn over towards the green side, so all of a sudden Subliners will get a favorable one at that, and will be able to make their push through. Huke's going to be behind. He will not have an AR. I know that for a fact. Oh, Skyz going to get some terrible time of it when he'll hear them coming around the corner. Who can shot a Ghosty, combining well, but that time has been stopped. New York are still lingering around the point. OpTic Texas, though, very much behind them.
Here he comes, Huke. Still alive, eventually will fall to HyDra. It's more time for New York. On the point, Dashy trying to thread this needle. We'll have to do it with a grenade. Fortunately, the trophies will be able to stop them. Second tick in here for New York. Dashy is going to fall one more time, and I don't think OpTic will be able to do anything about this B.
Yeah, the spawns coming in from New York Subliners close side because OpTic Texas have pushed up over towards the A side, is what is ultimately their downfall. Subliners can now just run free over towards that point. OpTic Texas are not really set up over towards A either. Ghosty may well be behind them, but not the best setup so far. OpTic Texas, a lot of work to do here.
Shotzzy looking for another. Just a little kill there for him as he clears it out. New York Subliners just keeping alive in the form of KiSMET. You can see they're going to try and think about the positioning. And Huke using the door there, shielded himself completely from the grenade. Just keeps on running through. Long range Vans against Sky, you can only see a pixel, but doesn't matter. He finds a tackle off the floor anyway and keeps on moving.
Ball spray for Huke. KiSMET still lingering around lockers. 2 spray for him, make it a 5 for Huke. I'm calling it before he's even shooting bullets at this stage. He's going to get taken down, though, one off the crews. That will be some disappointment. Ghosty, though, still lingering towards this side. The shots in. Even if they don't hit, will be a distraction. Yes, boys, look at me. I'm on their spawn. As the rest of OpTic Texas converge on the point, but that's one tick gone over towards A.
Ghosty gets away with his life there as well. Now they have to continue to look for him. Shotzzy up top finds HyDra, and they have cleared out this point. New York thought they might have had a little control for a second, but it disappeared.
Ghosty has been alive for a long time. Just lingering over towards the back shed. Jumping back into bar when he gets figured out. Keeping that pressure on, but KiSMET will find a kill, and now we'll stop the clock. New York still have a good opportunity here. Bryce Shotzzy could do with finding this kill. Big kill.
Isn't going to get it. KiSMET has played really well around this at the moment. He's 6-2. Ghosty looking for him at the same time. Priestahh is going to check the corner, but doesn't actually check. KiSMET going for the laydown as well. It's a dodgy fight for him.
Staying alive in that corner, though, is working out perfectly for New York Subliners. They don't have anyone over towards top tower because he's been taken down, but Ghosty just says absolutely not again. Number 6, is it coming up here? The stun's going to follow through. Can he find a cruise missile? He's really been the solid rock for OpTic Texas over towards this A side. Can he continue to be?
This is it. The last chance for New York. Huke up top with the Vaz. And they find it. I think he's in Skyz as well. He knows he's going to be here. Slowly pushing the snap, but Skyz wins the gunfight. Goes down to Ghosty. Shotzzy, though, will clean them up. It's only 4 lives remaining here for New York. They need the point, and they need the point now.
HyDra finds a push through, but Shotzzy just so slippery. 2 players left for Subliners. There's just not a hope in hell for them here. Really, really stout defense from OpTic Texas, but I want to give every single credit to that Ghosty that just stays in towards the shed, is calling out for his teammates exactly where they are, putting down the bullets at every single point, and staying alive. That's the important thing. Yeah, you can find the kills from those positions, but as soon as you get wiped out, you don't need to be thought about. The fact that Ghosty's finding the kills, dipping out, changing positions. New York are just like, right, well, where the hell's Ghosty? Where is he? We need to get a lock on him. He's in our spawn. He's going to continue to cause havoc. They don't lock him down. I want to say he was alive for over a minute. Subliners can lock him down. OpTic Texas effectively locked down A. 1-0 to them. Now their turn to go onto the attacking side of things. It is a little bit of a weaker side for OpTic Texas. Attack has not been favorable for them. Looking like they're going to find a push over towards A off the rip.
They're trying to apply pressure here as well. They find HyDra in spawn. Ghosty, 8-2, turns and burns him. And New York now taking mid-control. This may be a B push if they can find this first kill on the Priestahh.
Ghosty just continues. Everyone who falls into his sights is seemingly dying. It's only HyDra who can be answering. KiSMET is going to find one, but the push over towards A. OpTic Texas somewhat distracted with the push over towards B. It's a lineup over towards A. Good shots coming in from KiSMET, though. 10-5. Trying his best to drag New York through this game. Setting up towards the bar side. They will have to get rid of them here, OpTic Texas.
There's going to be sub players for New York that are desperately trying to keep them away. Huke's already found one. HyDra flying out as well. He was definitely weak. The call must have come through. But OpTic still gathering time and momentum here on this A point.
Good kills coming in for Priestahh. Skyz, Dashy. Staying alive, though. Keeping that pressure on. Skyz could do with staying alive inside the point himself. It's not necessarily been too convincing for OpTic Texas so far. And bear in mind, okay, New York didn't win that previous attacking round, but it was 5 ticks they got in. Skyz still staying alive. OpTic do need to get something here. 35 seconds remaining. Nearly everybody wiped. Dashy might as well just embedded himself into this radio tower. He's still alive and kicking up there. 3 in a row.
West Philly being up there is starting to run out of ammo as well, but being alive does force New York Subliners into different spots. Priestahh will eventually take him down. He sees Ghosty as well. Ghosty lies down, doesn't matter. Priestahh gunning and running. And for OpTic, it's over to B. They've got to stop this clock. They've got to find something.
Yep. A small amount of hope with that spawn over towards B, but Priestahh.
Anyone?
5 in a row. Can they get onto it? They're going to have to stop it. But Shotzzy in this position now needs some help from his teammates. Priestahh's here for the cutoff as well. Is it going to be number 6 for Priestahh? Oh my goodness me! I mean, eventually you will not find the kill, but the pressure starts to come in. A now coming through. OpTic Texas inside the point. This is still doable.
They have it, but it is tenuous at best. Shotzzy staying alive, has been stunned. Not a lot of reinforcements actually here for New York. I think they're going to give it up.
Yep, that's it.
1 more minute on the clock. OpTic do not have the life advantage, but they have bought themselves a little bit of time.
It's only 1 minute. Huke will get taken down on the flank, but what we've seen yesterday, Seattle against Minnesota, it is never, ever chalked. OpTic Texas can still find a route through here, but Shotzzy is just chasing shadows in the middle of the map at this moment in time, just trying to find an angle. KiSMET will deal with him. OpTic Texas have never really had control of the map. New York have played this round well. And bear in mind, on their attacking round, they managed to find 5 ticks. It's looking like OpTic Texas may well only walk away with 3.
KiSMET has been a thorn in their side every time they try and push. 3 lives remaining. Dashy sitting in green will be gunned by Skyz. There's nothing really left here for OpTic. Only Huke, and while he's had a good performance in the rest of the rounds, he cannot take on that many players. New York win their defense pretty comfortably.
And that tick advantage will help them along their way. Talk about in terms of the statistics, it is difficult for OpTic Texas to find attacking rounds. New York better in that stat. Nearly found it themselves, but a good defense from OpTic in round number 1 is matched with a better defense from New York Subliners in round number 2 that said there's been something they've been working on, their control. And on the overarching thought of it, they have looked the stronger side so far. Dashy yet to really get going in this series. He hasn't had to. May well have to step it up here on the control though.
New York, at least finding this gives you a little bit of hype, a little bit of adrenaline in the bloodstream. Already looking for it. HyDra's moving straight into that player. Finds Shotzzy as well. Gets onto the point. The problem is he's alone, and up top is Ghosty.
Just trying to be a nuisance. The rest of the team making their way over towards B. Huke is lingering around that area. OpTic Texas. They smell a rat. 4 kills for HyDra in a row now, just trying to make it 5. 6 could well follow, but Huke defending over towards the B side. New York Subliners. Not sure whether to stick a twist here. They're finding kills across the map, but haven't made a solid decision on where to push, but it's looking like it's going to be A.
Ghosty up top is going to be a problem. They had to stop the clock. That first tick will be in. Looking for the second, and Huke comes flying above. And they get the first tick. They stop the clock for a second, but now have lost map control. A is a difficult prospect.
It's going to be hard for OpTic Texas to retake this control, or is it, if Shotzzy finds a kill in the back over towards the bar side? It's only KiSMET who has somehow slipped this net. Huke hasn't got a clue where he is, and rightfully so. KiSMET all the way around the outside. Still this pressure from Subliners over towards the A side is coming on through. Shotzzy can do it with the TAC, can do it with the Vaz. Staying alive in the mid-map. They're expecting the flank to come through. Progress at A for New York, though. They may well be locking this in. OpTic Texas having another go at this.
Shotzzy!
No way!
He's going to fight too! Gets hit in the head with a grenade and falls down. Huke to cover. Gets it with Ghosty. New York putting a lot of eggs in that basket. And now they head over to B. Sitting in front of them, Shotzzy and Dashy. It's a 2-2 split for OpTic. New York haven't committed solidly to either point.
There's one player over towards B, so OpTic have to commit over towards it. HyDra's on his way to maybe cause some issue as well. Shotzzy will get caught out. So New York attacking on 2 different facets here. If you're OpTic Texas, you have to make a decision. I think you're going to have to give up A unless some magical play can come on through. The time is extended. B control is not really there, or wasn't. Shotzzy will find a kill. Will overextend through the middle of the map if he can. But New York Subliners not in a bad position yet.
Oh, Huke already firing shots. I wonder if
So
Priestahh's going to
cracked.
read that. He hasn't. Huke keeps on moving. A 3 streak for him as well. They've cleared their lines out, and Huke is now going to be a problem. He'll look to push up this map. He'll look to get a little bit more control. Ghosty's doing the exact same thing. They plan to punish New York.
This is now so hard for New York. Big kill from Skyz, though. Ghosty will get dealt with, and Shotzzy will also fall as well. Huke has to go big. They won't be expecting 3 of them in their spawn. It's 6 in a row from Huke. Gets away as well. Crucial. Dashy finding the kill towards the field side. This should be the round to OpTic Texas with 30 seconds to go. That can be a monumental break from New York Subliners.
New York completely avoided pushing through bar. They know there was a Huke waiting. Shotzzy's going to find Priestahh as well. Nothing coming out of them in the end. They will get the trade from Skyz, but with 19 seconds left to go, Huke is waiting, and he finds the kill as well. Might even call in the cruise missile here if his team's starting to fall down, but they don't. They clear it. He's going to do it anyway. He's going to make sure that this does not go to New York ton.
Just making sure. I'm not sure if I like it, but he can do what he wants at this stage. Huke has been an absolute animal the entire series. New York, 1 life remaining. I think it's maybe just, what is that flow state we talk about? Just get the kills as best you can, as quick as you can, and as many as you can for Huke at this stage. But bear that in mind. Look at it. Think about that. If they do need it at one stage, that did seem a little bit overzealous, but you can't fault the effort that he made to find that cruise initially.
Well, defense 1. Onto the attack for OpTic. They didn't look particularly strong at it last time. Only really got there in little bits. Eventually got only 1 section done. Will they find something better? Maybe off the back of this man, Huke, a 7 streak. That still continues into an 8 on this round. A 27 and 19. Dead silence popped. The superpowers are running. But is he a superhero? We'll find out because he's alone.
That's to stay alive yet. Doesn't have to be anything special, although when you pop your dead silence, you feel like you've got to run at them, don't you? staying alive, but the stun will come through, the check will come through. KiSMET will surely clean this up, or will he not? 9 now in a row for Huke. Will get caught out by Skyz though, just trying to linger around that kind of side of the map. If they get rid of Skyz, then all of a sudden things will open up. You can look New York Subliners, nobody really past the 50-yard line. Priestahh is there to defend the field side. Shotzzy staying alive, trying to get something going. Over towards the A side is going to be the objective here for OpTic Texas. 2 men inside, nobody really to answer back about this apart from Priestahh.
Back to back, Shotzzy and Ghosty. Huke also joining the party here on A. Priestahh's waiting. He knows he can't commit to this by himself. He will find the first though, but that tick is rapidly going through as Ghosty clears. And one last chance, it's gone, but Skyz looking for an exit kill, and all he finds is Shotzzy.
KiSMET's the only one who can answer back here, so all of a sudden New York Subliners, you semi-commit over towards A side, and it opens up a route over towards B for Huke just to walk straight through. He's going to get taken down, so that little bit of a scary moment that was there for New York Subliners has ended pretty quickly. Now Ghosty and Co, can you chip away at this defensive Subliners? 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. Need to clear out the spawn, but Subliners are so good at doing that. Sending people through the middle of the map, just being a constant nuisance, but Ghosty doing that on the other side of things. Priestahh calling in the cruise.
He's calling this in, but he'll also be calling out the HyDra. HyDra is on the flank. If he can get this as well, he's going to find the first, looking for Dashy. He doesn't even take that gunfight to begin with. Gets one and gets away. New York are not making mistakes, but does it matter in the face of the pressure from OpTic Gaming?
There's nobody on the flank. There's nobody there. Skyz is going to have to go big here. Is he going to be expecting that player on his left-hand side? Yes, he is. He will find the shots into Huke. KiSMET now calling the crews themselves. The whole artillery being sent to OpTic Texas.
It's been stopped. The trophy is just enough. OpTic is still here. They've got the flankers away as well. OpTic looking to end this series. Huke is going to get Priestahh. They are getting onto the point. KiSMET finds one, but is it enough? Shotzzy takes down Skyz. KiSMET's still alive. Is the dog big enough in him? No, it falls to Shotzzy. The third tick is rocking. There's not a hope for New York as OpTic booked their ticket to the winners' final in dominating fashion against New York Subliners. The favorites keep on marching forward.
And time and time again, Dan Ghosty proves his worth. He did it in round number 1, just surviving being a nuisance. He finds a 7 spree as they head over towards the B point. It locks it down. New York Subliners had no answers for OpTic Texas in that game. The control was the closest one, and it's the same old story. A 3-1 victory. OpTic Texas turn it on when they need to. Maps 1 and 2 were dominant. That was comfortable. They look so good. I mean, look, we were expecting them to look as good as this, maybe, but to dispatch a team like New York Subliners in that fashion, whoever's going up against them in the winners bracket final, of course, that being Thieves, you have a tall task on your hands. OpTic Texas, very much still the same team to beat.
Yeah, they really are. Huke having an incredible series, you do have to say. 24 non-traded kills. Does have the most damage in the lobby, but only by 4 points over Shotzzy. It's an impressive performance, hard point, S&D, and control. I said this before the tournament. I have never seen an OpTic team look this good. They are the favorites in this tournament for a reason. Everybody else, while they have had highlights and they do look good at points, they have faltered somewhere along the way. For OpTic Texas, they're sitting on 11 hardpoint wins in a row. They tie the CDL record. Their next map could see whether or not they break it, Ton.
And I mean, it all points towards them getting it done, doesn't it? I mean, and also to the point, have we seen an OpTic team look this good? I think there's somebody with a watch party who might argue that we have seen a couple of really good ones, but this one is very much up there. Ghosty was an absolute phenom for the team. He's with Maven over in the arena.
All right, here with Dan Ghosty. All right, let's chat through it. First off, you guys have been demonic. It's been amazing to watch you guys play. Heading into this event, just absolutely in command. But you come into this series, you think it might be a tough match. 3-0, it's dominant. How you feel immediately after?
We're obviously feeling very good. We came out and we handled business, so to speak. But I'm very happy with the team and how we performed because we played exactly how we've been practicing. And that's always a good sign to see.
Well, I think that's a problem a lot of teams have. You know, I talked to FaZe, I talked to NYSL, I talked to these different squads. It's like trying to replicate that. It's very, very hard, but you guys have been getting it done. Now, talk to me about Huke, because he's had, like, listen, it's been a wild couple of years for that guy. Like, I was wondering if he was still going to be in the pro scene at one point. Now he's looking like the best player in the game. What's it like to play alongside him?
I mean, playing with Kyler, he's a beast. He's really damn fast. He's really talented, and he has some phenomenal vibes, good comms. He's a great teammate. He's a good guy as well, so it's always a good time.
Well, I'm glad you guys are vibing. And talk to me about your role. Like, is it difficult at times to kind of just be the motorboat, just like the guy that's constantly running his mouth, talking, calling out? Like, is it wear you out at times, or you just live for it?
It definitely doesn't really wear me out, but I will say, like, there were times earlier when I joined the team that maybe I felt a little anxious to speak as much, but now certainly, like, I have no issue talking a lot, so.
Gotten comfortable with the guys probably makes it a lot easier. Now, going forward, winners bracket final, top 3, playing against Thieves. They're one of those teams that start to click a little bit later in the year. It seems like they are starting to click. Any thoughts going into that matchup?
Honestly, we're just going to go in. We're going to have some good prep. We're going to put in the time per usual. And we know they're a good team, so we're going to come at 150% tomorrow for winners finals.
Well, hey, it's been amazing, man. I know, like, there were some doubters, some question marks at first, but you've been an absolute monster. The squad has been ripping and roaring. Good luck the rest of the way, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maven and Dan. Ghosty. Congrats to Ghosty. A 3-0 sends him to the winners bracket finals, a spot that OpTic was not at the last major. And this is crazy because I was looking at it. Since the previous major where OpTic made that losers bracket run to the grand finals, they are now 21-4 here, map count at Major 4. They're definitely the favorites to win Columbus.
I mean, they are gross. I mean, we call that a winner semis. It did not seem like one whatsoever. I mean, OpTic Texas just dominant all game modes. I thought New York might have some opportunity in that search and destroy. Granted, that was the only map they were able to take last time. But this entire series was just Dan and Huke absolutely balling out. I feel like we definitely got a testament to how good Ghosty can be and just a continuation of what Huke has done this entire stage.
Yeah, I mean, when these guys are playing like that, they're beating everybody. They're suffocating teams, like legit. Yeah. They're beating them on rotation, and even if you do have a setup, like somebody's popping a big two-piece, and they are insta-breaking you. In search and destroy, fearless. Puckett, you called out Shotzzy's 0-4, yet he's still just rushing their base, getting up and behind them. Like, these guys find the gap. They get through. They find the blood when they need it. OpTic is unbelievable. I mean, this is the highest ceiling we've seen from a team in this game. Certainly looking like their tournament to lose at this point, especially if you're getting games like that out of Ghosty and Huke.
It kind of felt like in the past you had players checking the scoreboard, seeing where they're at. I don't even know if this squad is checking the scoreboard until after the game. They don't care about the individual numbers. They're looking for the dub, and it's the team effort that put New York on their back. But Ali, you said it at the start here. OpTic has the best frontline duo, and with that, after watching this series, I have to say, without a doubt, you are right.
I mean, it is gross, and even when you don't get hit with the 1-2 punch that is Huke and Shotzzy, you still get hit with Dashy and Ghosty. Like I said, Ghosty was balling out this entire series. I think this is the best performance we have seen from him since he's been put into this Texas OpTic roster. And Dashy, he still put up numbers, but he didn't have to do anything. I forgot Dashy was on the team for a second because everybody else was balling out so hard.
This is only for entertainment purposes, but bet the over on Huke in the future. The kid is frying right now. We got to take a look, though, at our play of the match, and this, of course, belongs to Huke, our scuff play of the game. Guerrillas gave this man up for free. OpTic puts him in the starting roster day 1, and since then, he has been frying. He took over Hotel and gave OpTic, helping them tie the hardpoint record with 11 now in a row.
Dude, Huke had nearly 8,000 damage in this series. He was plus 29, and he had as many kills as Skyz and Priestahh combined in this series. This man is literally enough for 2 people. He was going crazy.
Ali, you nailed it. Who's better duo right now, though? Is it Shotzzy or Huke, if you had to pick one of the two?
What do you mean? If I had to pick one of the two, that's so much. Why are you trying to put me in a trap? Absolutely not answering.
All right, I was trying to get chat rowdy, but guys, you're going to have to stick around for us and stay involved with our poll right now. We want to know, who do you think deserves to represent the scuff team of the major, the top 4 here at the event? If you had to pick one, Ali, would you vote in Huke or Shotzzy?
Oh, no, after that performance, I have to put Huke.
All right, there you go. Huke is the top dog for now. OpTic will be playing against LA Thieves tomorrow in the winners bracket finals. Both teams guaranteed top 3. When we come back, though, it's time for more eliminators. Toronto, champions of Major 3, taking on Atlanta, champions of Major 2. You don't want to miss it. This is for top 4.